I'm delighted to participate to this first regular session of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, jointly organized by the UN Information Center and the Premier Academy, Lube, Abuja. This conference is more than a simulation. It is a vibrant space for dialogue. It is a vibrant space for networking and learning about consensus building, diplomacy, and public speaking. Each delegate contributes in a unique manner in embracing negotiation over confrontation and seeking common ground across culture and across belief. As we embark in this journey together, let us honor the spirit of UN ages by asking not only what kind of world we want to live in, but what kind of world we hope to leave behind. Let us listen with empathy, speak with clarity, and debate with respect. Model UN empowers young peoples to explore solutions to global challenges. I am confident that the resolution adopted by your gathering will offer a meaningful direction forward. Together, with vision and collaboration, we can today turn the challenge we are facing into opportunity for tomorrow. The future is ours, and we can build it. Let's begin with your gathering of today, and thank you so much for your attention.
I want to speak directly to you, the generation shaping the present and preparing to lead the future. You are most connected, creative, courageous generation that the world has ever known. You are marching for the climate, standing for justice, and raising your voices both online and in your communities, demanding a better world. You are not waiting for permission, and you do not need to do. While your passion is spark, progress made partnership. Building the future together means we need your ideas, your energy, and your relentless hope. There are very truths. These are the very tools that the world needs to face for it to make its biggest challenges. So I leave you this morning with this. Stay curious, ask questions, tough questions, challenges, assumptions, and seek the truth. I want you to stay kind, lead with empathy, build bridges, and not barriers. Lastly, stay bold. Be fearless in speaking out for the planet, for peace, and for equal opportunity and for all. The world is facing complex issues, from climate change, conflict to equality and digital threats, but across borders, across generations, and across every difference, we can and must rise together. United Nations was founded to bring people together. 80 years on, the baton is in your hands. This is your moment to lead, and we, your mentors and supporters, stand beside you. Let us build the future together. Thank you, and God bless you.
Delegates to second the motion that the time limit for speakers to be set at 2 minutes. The delegate of France, you are recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. The delegates of France hereby rise to second the motion, but the time limit given for each delegate to speak should be 2 minutes. The delegates of France hereby yield the floor back to the President of the General Assembly.
Thank you, the delegates of France. Is there any motion for different time limits for speakers? The delegates of South Africa, you are recognized. Please proceed to move your motion.
Thank you, Madam President. The delegates of South Africa hereby rise to move the motion that the time limit for speakers should be set at 3 minutes. The delegates of South Africa hereby yield the floor back to the President.
Thank you, the delegates of South Africa. Is there any delegates to second the motion that the time limit for speakers to be set at 3 minutes? The delegates of Guinea-Bissau, you are recognized. Please proceed to second the motion. Thank you, the delegates of Guinea-Bissau. Excellencies, there are two motions on the floor. The first proposes a time limit of 2 minutes for speakers, while the second proposes a time limit of 3 minutes. This will now be put to vote. Distinguished delegates, if you are in support of 2 minutes as time limit for speakers, please raise your placards. If you are in support of the second motion that the time limit is to be set at 3 minutes, please raise your placards. Excellencies, those who voted for 2 minutes were 20, while those who voted for 3 minutes were 45. Therefore, the time limit for speakers at the first Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly is hereby set at 3 minutes. Your Excellencies, we are going into member states' presentations, and the theme is United Nations at 80, Building Our Future Together. We will follow the sequence of the speakers list. According to the speakers list, the delegate of Cape Verde, representing the African group, please take the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations Paimun General Assembly. Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations Paimun. Distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations Paimun. The delegate of Cape Verde is present in the General Assembly today as we celebrate the United Nations at 80 and to build our future together. Cape Verde and the neighboring countries facing the challenges of underdevelopment have made significant strides in aligning their national policies with the United Nations Agenda 2030. particularly in empowering the youth and investing in future development. Recognizing that young people are the engine of transformation, the government of Cape Verde has been working towards the 17 Sustainable Development Goals since 2016. One of the most strategic steps taken is Cape Verde's participation in the United Nations Global Accelerator on Jobs and Social Protection. The initiative has significantly reduced poverty, with 12.3% of its population as youth. The aim is to address youth unemployment and provide secure livelihoods through targeted investment in emerging sectors such as digital technology, construction, and tourism, among others. The Youth Investment and Innovation Summit. The Youth Investment and Innovation Summit, held in January 2025 in Praia, the capital of Cape Verde, brought together over 80 young entrepreneurs and female business leaders. This summit offered workshops, mentorship, and access to financing in strategic sectors, including the blue economy, renewable energy, ecotourism, and digital services. These opportunities are designed to support youth as creators of economic solutions rather than passive job seekers. Aside from that, Cape Verde and its neighbors have demonstrated a strong national commitment to ensuring quality education for the youth, in line with the Sustainable Development Goal 4 of the United Nations Agenda 2030. To make education more accessible, the government of Cape Verde provides free and compulsory primary and secondary education, helping to increase school enrollments and reduce the dropout rate across all islands. They are also aiming to increase digital literacy, environmental awareness, and entrepreneurship. By investing in young people and creating real opportunities, the nation is laying the groundwork for a brighter tomorrow. Together, with you at the center of development, we are building a future together. Thank you. The delegates of Cape Verde hereby yield the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of Cape Verde. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Venezuela, representing the group of 77. Please take the floor.
Your Excellencies, the President of the Premier Academy International Modern United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellencies, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations. Buenos dias. This is the United Nations impact on building a future together, Venezuela's action plan on international peace and security. Venezuela continues to face profound challenges to international peace and security, stemming from its prolonged political, economic, and humanitarian crisis. These issues have not only destabilized the country internally, but have also had far-reaching consequences across Latin America and the wider international community. The UN's agenda on peace and security in Venezuela focuses on preventing conflict, supporting national ownership of prevention efforts, and mobilizing a wide range of partners for a more inclusive and sustainable peace. The UN also works to address the humanitarian crisis, human rights violation, and forced displacement in the country. A peaceful and secure future for Venezuela depends on a comprehensive approach that addresses the full scope of its crisis, including political repression, economic collapse, widespread humanitarian needs, environmental degradation, and strained human resources. Achieving this requires a uniform domestic effort backed by sustained international support and a commitment to environmental and resource security. However, any external involvement must respect Venezuela's sovereignty, while actively advancing democratic governance, safeguarding human rights, and promoting social justice. International actors have a crucial role to play. They must facilitate inclusive and peaceful dialogue between the government and the opposition, support free and fair elections, and ensure the humanitarian assistance is delivered impartially to those in need. Regional actors such as the Organization of American States have also been involved in the efforts to de-escalate tension and promote dialogue between Venezuela and Guinea. Partnership with other nations will help achieve a long-term peace and stability in Venezuela and within the region. The international community must shift from reactive crisis management to proactive engagement, investing in reconciliation, democratic capacity building, and sustainable economic recovery. Only through coordinated and compassionate action can Venezuela become a constructive partner in shaping a peaceful and prosperous Latin America. Gracias. Adios. The delegate of Venezuela yields the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you, delegates of Venezuela. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Greece representing European countries. Please take the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations. In the spirit of the celebration of the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, the Hellenic Republic stands with pride, honoring our past and embracing our future. Over the past decade, Greece has undergone a digital transformation, and today, Greece is home to a vibrant tech ecosystem, one of the fastest growing in Southern Europe, and Greece is proud to serve as a regional model for a sustainable digital development. Greece has partnered with the UN to develop the prospects for technology, science, innovation, and digital cooperation. Through the National Plan, Greece 2.0, Greece has invested over 2 billion euros into expanding 5G, digitizing public services, fostering green innovation, and advancing research in AI and cybersecurity. Recognizing that innovation must be human-centered, Greece upholds the ethical use of technology by defending digital rights, privacy, and equity. Greece strongly supports open science, fair data access for the Global South, and stronger digital infrastructure partnerships, particularly in the Balkans and North Africa. Greece advocates for global cooperation on AI governance under the guidance of UNESCO and the UN Tech Envoy. The future is not just defined by borders or resources, but by the knowledge we share, the technologies we build, and the values we uphold. To advance this shared vision, Greece proposes 3 multilateral initiatives. Number 1, the establishment of a global digital commons fund to expand access to open source tools and low-cost internet in developing nations. Number 2, hosting a UN Youth Digital Innovation Fellowship to support and empower youth change makers for underserved regions. Number 3, designating 2026 as the International Year of Ethical Technology to inspire global dialogue and action on responsible innovation. Your Excellencies, UN at 80 is not just a milestone, but it is a launch pad. The digital future we strive for must be built with not only fibers and code, but with trust, fairness, and cooperation. As we look ahead, let us remember the timeless Greek proverb, "Idinami vrikestestesne notita," strength lies in unity. Greece is ready. Let us build that future together. Thank you. The delegates of Greece hereby yield the floor to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of Greece. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please take the floor.
Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy, International Model United Nations. Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy, International Model United Nations, Paimun, distinguished guests, delegates to Premier Academy, International Model United Nations. Nigeria acknowledges the fact that global governance is not just a concept, but a necessary call to action. As the giant of Africa, Nigeria has embraced this reality by actively working with international partners to promote global governance, with a focus on areas like digital economy, democratic governance, and sustainable development within the region and continent. Nigeria has developed objectives and pursued programs in commitment to support the UN Transformation Agenda of Global Governance. This innovation supports the United Nations Development Programme, designed to benchmark best global practices to enhance public service delivery. Nigeria, this involves collaborations with international organizations like the UN as our principal partner, and the EU, as well as partnerships with private sector entities like Google and the DAI, Development Alternatives Incorporated. Earlier in the year, after the summit that was held in Singapore, leading to the introduction of service-wise GPT, to change how government operates and serves the public, Nigeria drives towards a complete paperless public service in Nigeria. Nigeria is leveraging on partnerships like Google to develop AI talents and enhance digital skills. This includes programs focused on upskilling young Nigerians in data science and AI, equipping educators to teach AI, and training policymakers in AI governance. The Federal Ministry of Youth Development had equally launched a 3 million technical program aimed at providing digital skills to millions of Nigerian youths as the world is going digital. Another action is Nigeria's foreign 4D policy. This policy is a strategic framework guiding the country's governance. The 4 pillars are democracy, development, demography, and diaspora. By integrating these 4 pillars, it promotes a more inclusive and equitable governance system. This positions Nigeria as a bridge between the developing and the developed nations, advocating for reforms that give voice and representation to the global south. Nigeria has officially been confirmed as the host country for the 2025 International Conference on Theory and Practice of Electronic Governance. As Nigeria hosts this, we are not only hosting a world-class event, we are hosting the future. This program reflects Nigeria's commitment to engaging with global frameworks. The world is constantly changing. No nation can be left behind. Nigeria is not left out. Thank you. The delegates of the Federal Republic of Nigeria hereby leads the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Qatar representing Arab states. Please take the floor.
Thank you, the President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy, International Model United Nations General Assembly. Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy, International Model United Nations, distinguished delegates to the Premier Academy, International Model United Nations, Building the future together is more than a vision. It's a call to action to promote sustainable development in line with the United Nations Agenda for Sustainable Development. As the world works towards achieving the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, the Arab nations stands as a committed partner. Qatar has focused on different initiatives, including promoting renewable energy, investing in clean energy, green building practices, sustainable transportation, education, and awareness campaign in order to ensure the development of today and preserve that of tomorrow. And now, delegates of Qatar shall discuss within the few minutes some key initiatives driving the progress towards a more sustainable future. Firstly, Qatar's Sustainable Development Goals commitment. Qatar has firmly committed to advancing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, integrating them into its national agenda through the Qatar National Vision 2030. This alignment reflects the country's holistic approach to sustainability, balancing economic growth, social development, and environmental protection. Qatar's energy transition plan. While historically reliant on fossil fuels, Qatar is actively transitioning towards renewable energy to reduce its carbon footprint. The country aims to generate 20% of its energy from renewable sources by 2030, including solar and wind power. Major projects like the Al Qasar Solar Power Plant and the Siraj Energy Initiative exemplifies Qatar's commitment to clean energy. Sustainable infrastructure development. Qatar's infrastructure development integrates sustainable design principles, focusing on eco-friendly buildings, smart technologies, and efficient transportation systems. Initiatives such as the Qatar Green Building Council promotes the use of green materials and energy-efficient practices. This infrastructure revolution is not only peculiar to Qatar, but to the Arab states. Overall, the Arab states are making significant efforts towards building a suitable future and are committed to achieving the goals of reducing carbon emissions, promoting renewable energy, and ensuring sustainable development for future generations. Thank you. The delegates of Qatar use the floor back to the President of the General Assembly.
Thank you, the delegates of Qatar. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Sudan, representing least developed countries. Please take the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly. Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations. Distinguished delegates to the Premier Academy International Model United Nations. The delegate of Sudan is honored to stand before you to celebrate the United Nations at 80 with the theme, Building the Future Together. International peace and security are cornerstones of global stability, yet they remain fragile in regions affected by prolonged conflict and political instability. Sudan, a nation once full of promise, has become a symbol of how internal strife can spiral into a humanitarian and regional crisis. Since April 2023, the violent clashes between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces have not only threatened the unity of the country, but have also jeopardized peace and security across the Horn of Africa. The Sudan crisis underscores the urgent need for international cooperation, humanitarian support, and sustained diplomatic efforts. The consequences of this crisis reach far beyond Sudan's borders. It creates security threats that affect regional peace, disrupt trade and migration routes, and place pressure on neighboring countries. Human rights violations, including gender-based violence and attacks on civilians, demand global attention and action. In such a situation, no single country or organization can solve the crisis alone. A shared future means we must share the responsibility of protecting lives and restoring peace. To respond to the crisis, several international and regional bodies have stepped in. The United Nations is providing essential support, delivering food, water, shelter, and medicine to those in need. Emergency health centers have also been set up to care for physical and psychological trauma. The African Union and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development are working tirelessly to promote dialogue between the conflicting parties and encourage peaceful negotiations. These efforts show the importance of regional solidarity in overcoming crises. Organizations like the International Rescue Committee and the Norwegian Refugee Council are helping people with basic necessities and medical support. In Sudan itself, many are rising to the occasion to care for one another. At the community level, training programs have been introduced to strengthen local capacities in peace building, mental health care, and disaster response. Efforts to protect vulnerable groups, especially women and children, are ongoing, and communication hubs are being created to reconnect families. These local initiatives reflect the belief that every community has a role to play in building a better future. The international community must also ensure that diplomacy is guided by truth and fairness. A recent emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council highlighted tensions as the United Arab Emirates accused Sudan of using the council as a political tool. Despite disagreements, the council reaffirmed Sudan's right to representation and support. The crisis in Sudan is a reminder that the future is a shared space. Building it requires compassion, collaboration, and courage. Whether through humanitarian support, peace negotiations, or community resilience, we each have a role to play. To build the future together, we must stand with the people of Sudan, not just in words, but in action. The work may be difficult, but with unity, hope, and determination, a peaceful and just future is possible. Thank you. The delegates of Sudan hereby yield the floor back to the PGA.
Thank you, delegates of Sudan. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Jamaica, representing small island states. Please take the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, Paimun, distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations. Jamaica has played an important role in contributing to international peace and security over the years. The delegate of Jamaica brings to you some key actions and initiatives that Jamaica and the Caribbean countries have taken to contribute to peace and security on the global stage. With the contribution of troops, police officers, and civilians to various United Nations peacekeeping missions worldwide, the Caribbean countries are committed to supporting the maintenance of peace in regions affected by conflict. Its participation in missions like the United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti and the United Nations Mission in South Sudan highlights its ongoing commitment to global peace. Jamaica particularly has acted as a mediator in several regional and international disputes. For example, promoting dialogue on regional security issues through CARICOM, the Caribbean Community, which is an important platform for discussing common concerns among Caribbean nations. In terms of advocacy, Jamaica has been vocal about global arms control and nuclear disarmament. This was demonstrated through the support for the treaty and the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, the NPT, and international treaties aimed at curbing the spread of small arms and light weapons. Through CARICOM, Jamaica has been involved in regional security initiatives in the CARICOM. CARICOM works on Jamaica also works with organizations like the Organization of American States to address issues of security in the Americas. It has also hosted meetings of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiatives and participated in the United Nations General Assembly debates, reinforcing its commitment to multilateralism and the peaceful resolution of disputes. Jamaica's overall approach to peace and security is grounded in diplomacy, multilateral cooperation, and a commitment to human rights. Its efforts to contribute to global peace while also ensuring regional stability demonstrates the significant role it plays on the world stage despite its relatively small size. The delegate of Jamaica encourages us all to step forward to build a nation full of peace and security together. The delegate of Jamaica hereby yields the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of Jamaica. Next up on the speakers list, the delegates of Argentina, representing Latin America and the Caribbean. Please take the floor.
Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly. Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations. Home to vibrancy and culture, Argentina is taking global governance by storm. Buenos dias, soy delegado de Argentina, will be speaking on Argentina's policies on transforming global governance. Argentina has a unique role in transforming global governance, leveraging its position and relationships to voice its interests on the international stage. As a member of the United Nations, Argentina actively engages in discussions that shape policies affecting global stability and development. The UN membership provides Argentina not only with a platform for advocacy, but with the ability to participate in decision-making processes that impact international norms and agreements. In addition to the United Nations membership, Argentina is a key participant in the G20, a summit that brings together the world's major economies to discuss global issues. The G20 platform also strengthens ties with other countries, enhancing diplomatic cooperation. Regionally, Argentina plays an essential role in fostering relationships with its neighbors in Latin America. Through organizations like Mercosur and the Union of South American Nations, Argentina collaborates with fellow member states to promote economic integration and political cooperation. These regional relationships are vital for addressing shared challenges such as poverty and environmental issues, and they enable us to assert our voice on collective matters that transcend national borders. Furthermore, Argentina's approach to global governance often emphasizes the need for a more equitable system that reflects the interests of developing nations. By advocating for reforms in institutions like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, Argentina aims to address the historical imbalances that have often silenced voices from the global south. Argentina believes this transformation means crafting a more inclusive system, just and responsive, a future built on respect, solidarity, and shared purpose. Together with the United Nations, Argentina is committed to shaping a global order that works for everyone, symbolizing the spirit of building a future together. And remember, unidos venceremos, together we overcome. Thank you very much, Madam President. The delegates of Argentina thereby yields the floor back to the President.
Thank you, the delegates of Argentina. Next up on the speakers list, The delegates of the United States of America, please take the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Excellency, the President of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations, distinguished delegates to Premier Academy International Model United Nations. In the spirit of the celebration of the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, the United States of America is elated to be present here to chart further the shared dreams and agenda that was started in 1945 for the world. The United States is continually proud to have hosted the birth of the United Nations and currently hosting the UN headquarters itself in New York City. Like the United Nations, America recognizes that children and youth are distinct groups from future generations. We must ensure that decision-making and policy-making today takes greater account of the needs and interests of the generations to come, and that they are balanced with needs and interests of current generations. Children and youth are inherently our most valuable resource, and their welfare, protection, healthy development, and positive role in the society are essential to the nation. The United States, as a principal partner of the UN, has long been fostering the growth and success of its youth and prosperity through commitment in education. The US offers a vast public education system, providing free K-12 education to all children, regardless of background. Federal initiatives like No Child Left Behind and Every Student Succeed Act have aimed to close achievement gaps, particularly for disadvantaged students. Beyond education, the US has invested in health and well-being programs for its youth. Government initiatives like Medicaid and Children's Health Insurance Program ensure that millions of children from low-income families have access to health care. Additionally, substance abuse prevention and sexual health education programs aim to reduce risky behaviors and promote healthy decision-making. Finally, the US recognizes the importance of technology and digital access for youth development. In schools, technology is integrated into the curriculum, and extracurricular activities like coding camps and robotic clubs foster technical skills that will be essential for future careers in the digital economy. The United States has made significant strides in supporting youth development through comprehensive initiatives across multiple domains: education, health, employment, leadership, safety, and technology. By ensuring that young people have access to the resources and opportunities they need, the US is helping build the foundation for a successful, sustainable future, where the next generation is equipped to face the challenges and opportunities of a rapidly changing world. This is our pact for the now and future. Thank you. The delegates of the United States of America hereby yield the floor back to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of the United States of America. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the first session of Premier Academy International Model United Nations, Paimun 2025, is about to be concluded. On this note, I would like to invite the rapporteur, Her Excellency Ambassador Idahosa Trust, to present the resolution of the 2025 Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly.
Thank you, Madam President. The first session of the resolution adopted by the Premier Academy Model United Nations Paimun General Assembly convened at the United Nations House, Abuja, on Tuesday, 15 July 2025. The theme is Building Our Future Together. The Premier Academy International Model United Nations General Assembly, recognizing the Summit of the Future on 22nd September
2024, where world leaders adopted the Pact for the Future and its annexes, the Global Digital Compact and Declaration on Future Generations. Taking note of the Secretary General's proposal to appoint a special envoy for future generations to support the implementation of the Declaration on Future Generations. Acknowledging the efforts of heads of states and governments representing the peoples of the world to protect the needs and interests of present and future generations through the actions in the Pact for the Future. Reaffirming that the Sustainable Development Goals are a comprehensive, far-reaching, and people-centered set of universal transformative goals and targets. We reiterate our steadfast commitment to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development, working closely with all relevant stakeholders. Taking note of the United Nations AT initiative to reform and enhance its efficiency and relevance, as well as seek to reaffirm the value of multilateralism. Acknowledging that the United Nations marks 80 years of working on behalf of people all over the world and performing its invaluable role as the essential one-of-a-kind meeting ground to advance peace, sustainable development, and human rights. Stressing the need to build an even strong and more effective United Nations that delivers for people and is tuned to the 21st century, as emphasized by the United Nations Secretary General. Reaffirming that young people may be called the torchbearers of the 2030 agenda, since they have an important role to play, not just as beneficiaries of action and policies under the agenda, but rather as partners and participants in its implementation. Recognizing the United Nations is uniquely placed to act as a source of protection and support for young people, and to provide a platform through which their needs can be addressed, their voice can be amplified, and their engagements can be advanced. Noting that 2025 marked the 30th anniversary of the World Programme of Action for Youth, while it remains highly relevant, its implementation lags behind the commitments made. Stressing that investing in youth leads to a more skilled, engaged, and productive population, which is essential for tackling social challenges and promoting an inclusive society. The first session of Paimun General Assembly therefore encourages member states to invest in youth education, skills, and opportunities for decent work, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation, especially at this period of the United Nations 80th anniversary. It calls on member states to live up to the foundational promise to protect succeeding generations from the scourge of war, to abide by international law, including the Charter, and make full use of all the instruments and mechanisms set out in the Charter. Also intensifying the use of diplomacy, committing to resolve disputes peacefully, refraining from the threats or use of force, or any acts of aggression, respecting each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, upholding the principles of political independence and self-determination, as well as strengthening accountability and ending impunity. It calls for inclusion of youth in decision-making and remind the member states that while education is a human right, millions of children of primary school age are still out of school around the world. Calls on member states to strengthen multilateral system and its institutions with the United Nations and its Charter at the center. To keep pace with the changing world, they must be fit for the present and the future, effective and capable, prepared for the future, just, democratic, equitable, and representative of today's world, inclusive, intercontinental, and financially stable. It urges member states to play a central role in ensuring meaningful youth participation and leadership that makes young people and young people-led organizations have opportunities, capacities, and benefits from an enabling environment and relevant evidence-based programs and policies at all levels. And lastly, it calls on member states to reaffirm their obligations under international law, including the Charter and its purposes and principles, and recommit themselves to preventive diplomacy, the peaceful settlement of disputes, and the importance of dialogue between states. Thank you all for listening. I hereby yield the floor back to Madam President.
The rapporteur, you are out of order.
The rapporteur hereby yields the floor back to Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Ilarusa Trust. Your Excellencies, you may move a motion for adoption of Premier Academy International Model United Nations 2025 resolution as presented. The delegates of Chile, you are recognized. Please proceed to move the motion.
Thank you, Madam President. The delegates of Chile is hereby... Thank you, Madam President. The delegates of Chile is hereby rising to move the motion for the adoption of the Premier Academy International Model United Nations 2025 resolution. The delegates of Chile is hereby moved to go back to Madam President.
Thank you, the delegates of Chile. In the absence of an opposition to the adoption of the Paimun 2025 resolution, the Premier Academy International Model United Nations 2025 resolution A/RES/06/01 is hereby adopted by consensus. May I call for a motion to adjourn the General Assembly to Premier Academy International Model United Nations 2026. The delegates of Leicester, you are recognized. Please proceed to move the motion. Thank you, the delegates of Leicester. Is there any delegates to second the motion? The delegates of Tunisia, you are recognized. Please proceed. Thank you, the delegates of Tunisia. In the absence of an opposition, this General Assembly is hereby adjourned to Premier Academy International Model United Nations 2026.
Yes, thank you so much. A round of applause for yourself, Your Excellencies. You've really done well. You have made your school, your parents, the United Nations proud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we see you at Paimun 2026, which will be the second regular session. We trust that will be larger than this. We want to also thank those who are watching online, because we are streaming live on the United Nations Nigeria Facebook Live, those who are watching in your school and around the world, we say thank you for tuning in to the Premier Academy International Model United Nations Conference, co-organized by the United Nations Information Center, unique in Nigeria, and the Premier Academy in Abuja. So see you in 2026. Yes, let's have a open session outside. You can take your placards. The placards are yours. And yeah.